That's all this has for an air filter. Just some wire mesh. You guys can see how small of a piston. That's my thumb. And that oil does not smell good. Right here is the beauty that hasn't ran in 40 years. It's either a 65 or a 66 model. It's a little 250, a two-stroke 50cc. We're gonna see if we can get it running. It's been sitting all these years without a spark plug in it. But the very first thing we're gonna do is give this thing a power wash. So it's been about a month since I've washed this, since I've worked on this last. It's just been sitting. I've been doing other projects instead. But now, the first thing we're going to do to this is just throw that back wheel on, which isn't going to be as easy as it sounds. But I have already got these spacers on this axle to freely slide. They used to be seized on there. So I soaked that in diesel fuel, used some heat, got everything going, and shined up the bolt. So that's good to go on. So this is the old brake hub that came just like how it is from the previous owner. Now the cable was stuck, but now that slides. I soaked that in some diesel fuel. Right here, I have a different hub, brake hub, whatever. That's because this has both brake pads. Mine is missing one here, but there is one here. So the glue just came undone here, and the whole pad came off. And you can't buy new brake shoes for these, so I just had to buy a whole different brake hub. So now we're going to swap the parts over from this onto this, so that can get thrown on the bike. Surprisingly, all it takes is one night of soaking in diesel fuel, and then pretty much everything is loose. Perfect. Install it the same way back onto this one. Okay, and we'll leave adjustment for later. Okay, so this hooks on here, and that goes kind of around this axle part. That's where that spring goes.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range, cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the... So we have this wheel on, and we're finding out that this is obviously not the right tire, but it rubs against the frame just a little bit. So I'll have to order a different tire.
But for now, that'll work to try and get this thing running. And then now I'm also gonna remove this pipe, just so because it's in the way for attaching the brake on and tightening this bolt for the axle. So I have that loosened. We're gonna see once if the rear suspension is rusted solid or not from sitting for what I think was 45 years. Okay, so the rear suspension works. The front doesn't. Oh, the front does, it's just a little bit stiffer. So all the suspension is working. So now we're gonna see once if there's an air filter left in here from 45 years ago. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 you got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just won't make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. That is some old electrical tape right there. That's all this has for an air filter. Just some wire mesh. That is interesting. But it's a nice plastic airbox and everything. I was expecting a whole foam filter that has been completely disintegrated. And then probably mice nests and everything. But this looks really, really good. So I might just throw that back together. Okay, so I have the carburetor off the bike, and now I'm going to take the bowl off and see what it looks like inside. You could never do before, and even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man. Nice big brass float. Try and pop that off there. Needle mounts. Don't hear anything in the float, so that's good. See if that needle will come out. There's a little bit of junk on the end of it. This has been 45 years since it ran, so I am still gonna set this in the ultrasonic cleaner just to really make sure. So this is the oil that came out of the transmission. You can see like right there, over here there's just a lot of junk in there, and that oil does not smell good. So I think that's a good thing that I drained that. We'll put new in there, but before we put new oil in, we got to take that side cover off to see why this thing doesn't turn over anymore. Wait, what, Clint? Previously you said this engine did turn over. What's happening now? Well, I was turning this over like once every 3 days during that month that I didn't work on it. And then one day, yeah, it wouldn't turn over. Now if you press on this kickstart hard enough, it just slips. It's not turning the engine over either. It's just slipping. So something here in this kickstart is messed up because there's no way that piston froze up in just 3 days. I don't know how well you guys can see in here, but there's a lot of junk get down in there. So we'll have to brake clean that all out, get that all nice and clean. So now I'm having the weird issue of the kickstart not slipping, but if you look really closely, the little bit that this kickstart moves, it's moving this clutch basket just a little bit. So I think the kickstart is working. We might be taking the head off this. I don't know. Something weird is going on. It's acting like it's actually seized. So the camera died last night, but what I got done was I took the whole side cover off, and then I was able to get at the clutch, and that wouldn't move. So then I took the head off. You guys can see how small of a piston, like that's my finger, that's my thumb, the piston is that small. But after rocking it back and forth, so the piston, the rings and nothing was stuck, like nothing was rusted, but yeah, it would only turn about like that far, and then I just kept rocking it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then all of a sudden it did a full revolution, so now the kickstart spins it over. So it was just caught on something. I'm a little bit worried about that, but it's working right now, so I'll throw the head back on. While the head was off, that also went in ultrasonic cleaner. Got it all nice and aluminum colored again. So we're getting close to seeing if this will fire up, because it also has spark, as you guys can see. I'll shut this light off. So there is spark. Yeah. Then I'll just have to throw the carburetor back together, which in all honesty isn't that many parts. Throw that back together, and we'll be really close to seeing if this thing will fire up. Main jet's not clogged. This whole carburetor is actually really surprising. One of the best carburetors I've ever seen. And I've never worked on anything that's sat for over 15 years. This is 45 years. So it's really crazy. I suppose just the fact that it was before ethanol fuel helps preserve it, and then also that it's a premix. That helps too. Install the needle. There's no rubber there, it's just metal on metal. Super simple.
Everything's put together on this bike. I'm just going to add some 10W40 wet clutch oil here. Actually, I need a screwdriver to take that off. I am back with a screwdriver. Take this dipstick out. Hopefully my RTV job will hold oil. Start with this open bottle of oil first. Then we got to put fuel in the tank and see if the carburetor leaks. If that leaks, we'll have to fix that before we start it. All right, it leaks a little bit of fuel out of the petcock. I found that out. Otherwise, the carburetor doesn't leak. Let's try and fire it up because we have compression, fuel to the carburetor, and spark. So now that we know it runs, which is a miracle, because it hasn't ran in 45 years. That was the first start in 45 years on this motorcycle. But now, since we really want to drive it around, even though the tires don't hold air, we're going to throw a new chain on, because this chain came with the bike. And well, honestly, it's so rusted solid in places. That chain is complete junk. So I have a new chain here that we'll throw on. So I took the chain guard off because it makes it like 10 times easier to put the chain on. And to do that, I had to take the wheel off. So I'll probably leave the chain guard off for a little while anyway, for ease of working on it. We just want to drive this around for today. So then I'll do another video about restoring this bike. Today the goal is to just drive it around the yard. So I have the chain cut to length. Pretty quick here. As long as it shifts, we'll be riding it around the yard, whether on flat tires or not. Alright, chain's on. So I ended up putting a half link in the chain, because otherwise this dirt bike tire that's on this rim would rub against the frame up there. So I wanted to take it further back yet. The chain link before the half link would have worked. It's just that the tire hit the frame. So now it doesn't. It spins freely. So we're going to have to throw the shifter on next. Alright, so the seat is just sitting on there, not bolted on. Then I have the shifter installed. That should be everything we need to just give this a quick test drive. It's in neutral. Turn the fuel on. Well, the kickstart's not working anymore. Okay, so we're going to end the video there. Eventually, I think we are going to do a full restoration on this bike. For now, I just have what's on it necessary so that it'll run. So I drove it around the yard a little bit. But we will fix the seat, shine it all up again. We'll have it looking good. I am really happy we got it running in this video after 45 years. About yeah, 1965 two-stroke 50cc 4-speed. It has all gears. Lots of fun. We need new tires next video. So thanks for watching and stick around for the next video.